They're off in the Shira'aa Racing Irish EBF Jannah Stakes, a Group 3 over a mile and a quarter. Barnavara is prominent in the early stages. Up on the outside, Bella Canta. Between them is Faiyum, and they're tracked in the early stages by Dawn Spirit. Medici Venus towards the inner as they turn left-handed to head across the far side of the track. Barnavara goes along in front, followed at this stage about a length and a half back by Bella Canta. Faiyum close up on the inside in third, Dawn Spirit next, and then Medici Venus. And so to bed, the outside Butterfly Wings, Bonnie Moon, and bringing up the rear in the early stages is Calyx as they head across towards the 7. Barnavara, Shane Foley in the lead by just about a length to Bella Canta, Billy Lee, Faiyum and Colin Keane with the pink cap on the inside, the black and red colours of the sponsor on Dawn Spirit, Declan McDonough. The next trio on the inside, Medici Venus, Ronan Whelan, to the outside stable companion Butterfly Wings. Between them and So to Bed, and at the back Bonnie Moon and Calyx as they continue on, nearing the 5 furlong pole and continuing the approach to the straight. Barnavara by less than a length now to in second Bella Canta. Faiyum and Dawn Spirit remain close up in third and fourth, and then Butterfly Wings with Medici Venus nudged along the inside, and So to Bed is next, and still at the back Bonnie Moon and Calyx as they approach the swing in. Barnavara still leads by about a length, tracked by Bella Canta. Faiyum tucked away on the inside, Dawn Spirit with the white face trying to make headway on the outer. Behind them, and So to Bed has made some ground. Medici Venus scrubbed along, and then Butterfly Wings, Bonnie Moon, Calyx as they head on towards the 2. Barnavara on the rail, tackled by Faiyum, and they moved on from Dawn Spirit, and So to Bed staying on the inside of Bella Canta. But with a furlong and a half to race, Barnavara still with the call over Faiyum. They've stretched clear, Dawn Spirit and So to Bed third and fourth, but inside the final furlong. Barnavara with Faiyum trying to stay on the outside, and they're clear well inside the final furlong. Barnavara and Shane Foley in the lead. Faiyum staying on the stand side, but as they go to the line, Barnavara as Mado will win the Shira'aa. For Jessica Harrington and Shane Foley, Faiyum second, clear of and So to Bed.
And the hot favourite Faiyum, who's come up trumps once again here. Shane Foley judging it beautifully from the front on this filly by Calyx, stepping up in distance today. And the front running tactics, so often seen to good effect round here, have paid rich dividends, Fran. A filly going places in a hurry, Barnavara.
And a cracker performance, Gary. She went along with solid fractions all the way, mid 12 second furlongs, 35, 36 miles an hour. And like she did at Navan once, challenged over a mile at Navan, a mile and a quarter today. She just finds more for pressure, really willing, really good attitude for a rider. She just keeps lengthening all the way to the line and keeps on nicely for a rider. Shane Foley recorded good success, good run by the eventual second, Faiyum as well, and they're a long way clear to third, the experienced and So to Bed, who's one of the few horses out of the pack to get involved, if you like, from a rear position. She again was on the back foot out of gates in the yellow and navy colours. That's her trait in comparison to winner, as we saw at Navan over a mile and in the Tasey Stakes, quickly out, 4-going style of racing. But once she got to the first bend, she found a good rhythm for Shane. As you said, great track here. When you find a rhythm like that, you're not getting eyeballed for the lead, and at this stage Colin Keane is in the box seat. He's ideally where he wanted to be, just following his danger in front of him now.
Very much so. And Barnavara racing with plenty of enthusiasm once again. It was interesting to note the confidence in the market behind Faiyum beforehand. Obviously the Lions camp had the line on Barnavara with red letter from the run last time, Fran. Has Faiyum lost much in defeat, even though they're unbeaten record?
Nothing, I'd say. I think it was a very, very good run by her, given the length of time, 45 days off the track, 2 quick runs over a mile, relatively up in distance here today. I think she just ran into filly. It's really coming to hand, Gary. She had some good form in Locker last year, finished behind Like's Bedtime Story, top juvenile fillies like that, but she's progressing. She looked really well in the ring here today. I had a question mark pre-race about the trip, but that's totally unfounded. She's just a good mare that's very effective on most grounds, but quick ground here today, and with that lovely rhythm she found in front for Shane, it was a highly commendable performance. And one would imagine connections will probably work back for the Blandford Stakes, maybe an Irish Champions weekend, something like that. Last year's winner Hanalia under Shane Foley won the Blandford actually last year, and that could be a target perhaps come September, but she's definitely on the upgrade.
Really likeable performance. Faiyum just coming off the bridle at this stage and never really looked like getting to grips with the winner. It was well judged from the front by Shane Foley, who knows Barnavara obviously very well indeed. Nothing else ever threatened to play much of a part in proceedings. Dawn Spirit has run a bit better today, and so to bed, claiming minor honours, but it was Barnavara who was well on top come the line, could be eased inside the final 50 yards. The heavy lifting had been done by that stage. Have a look at the closing stages from the head on. Winner stablemate was a bit short of room just after turning in Bonnie Moon. She stayed on well enough in the closing stages without ever posing a threat.
Wants a trip, doesn't she, on based on her pedigree. Like the way she did keep on the grey and the Savile colours out the back as well, but it's all about what's happening up in front. Colin Keeney's going to have one go going to the furlong pole. He's gone for his whip actually a shade earlier even, and Shane Foley as well, but look at the winner, Gary. She's only going through the motions. There's a hint of an ear there on one or two occasions inside last furlong that there's a bit left there. Shane is just gathering her up and she finds more for pressure. A really, really likeable performance, and just proved that the form of the Navan run was well there, and she's stepped forward from that again today up in distance. Good performance.
Very much so. There she is. And we might well see another smart filly by the sire Calyx in action at the weekend. Purple Lily, as he's entered up to make her seasonal debut.
Owners a nice winner there on Saturday as well. Wasn't it Saratoga Special win the Lister race at there for Jessie at 50 to 1 on their feature race, but this one's a bit short in the market.
And here is our winning trainer, Jessica Harrington. Jessica, congratulations. Barnavara goes from strength to strength. Just how thrilled by what she's done out there tonight.
I'm so delighted. She stepped up to a mile last time and did it well at Navan, and I was always in my mind that if she got a mile at Navan, she'd, even though today is a stiff track as well, that she, we had a good chance of getting a mile and a quarter here.
And the race seemed to go so smoothly. Were you happy with what you were seeing throughout?
Yeah, she loves making the running, and she's out there. Shane said he was going probably a shade quicker than he wanted to go, but she just took him along, and she's got that big long stride and she uses it.
And it opens up so many options as well now that she's proven her effectiveness over middle distances. Anything in mind? Last year's winner of this, actually, just saying to Shane, went on to win the Blandford later on in the campaign. I guess that would be one possibility.
That's one possibility, and we've got the Snow Fairy at the Cara Mile and 1 there to take in on the way. We might go to France. I don't know. But today was today. The plan was today and see how we got on. And it's opened up, as you say, a lot of options for us.
Terrific. Obviously a huge weekend coming up. Green Impact, your big hope in the Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby. Shane was just saying his preparation could not have gone better. Are you expecting a big run out of him?
That's terrifying when he says that. Look, we hope for a big run. He's the type of horse that hopefully will be able to stay. He won us over a mile at 2, and I see no reason why he won't.
And Jessie, the horse is in great form. I'm sure you're going to be very busy all 3 days. Shane was just saying you got a nice filly to make her debut in the Alpha colours. Is it on Friday?
On Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday. No, hang on, today's Wednesday. Sorry, Friday. The filly's maiden on Friday.
Yeah. Kamiko filly, is it?
Yeah, Kamiko filly. She's a nice filly.
Great stuff.
And so let's hope she, because the 2-year, I haven't had a 2-year-old winner yet this year. They've run well, but without winning. So let's hope we get off the board.
I'm sure that's going to change very soon, and when it does, I'm sure they'll flow. Jessie, thanks for your time. Well done again.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome back to Naas, where Shane Foley has just won our feature event on Barnavara. Shane, congratulations. This filly is in a serious vein of form just now. How good did she have to be tonight?
Yeah, look, obviously George's filly had 2 nice runs and that, but our filly is a good filly. She's always shown that at home, and she's just got it together lately. But at home, she always gives you the feel of a really nice filly, and thankfully she showed that today. It was the first time over the trip, and ground that would have been a bit unknown to her. She does like a little bit of cup, but she handled that well today, so opens up more doors for her. If you could have handpicked somewhere to give her a first go over the trip, would this have been near the top of the list? Oh, look, yeah.
Especially if she got her own way.
Exactly. Naas is a stiff track all the same, and she likes to jump and go forward, and that's her rhythm, and we didn't hang around. The fractions were good and even all the way. I felt she was taking me. Thought I was maybe even going to strike quicker than ideal, but no, she saw it out well and got the line well.
Last year, Hanalia won this race. She went on to win a Blandford under you, as Fran Berry just reminded me a few minutes ago. Could you see her maybe ending up in something like that?
I think so. This filly has an awful lot of ability. I'll leave it to the connections of missing Harrington, but her style of racing, I think France might suit her, and she handles that ease in the ground, so you don't always get your own way over here, and I'm sure people will latch on to her after a while of her style of racing. So France could be an option for her at the back end. But no, look, it's something to look forward to.
Shane, quick word about the weekend. Green Impact, obviously a big hope in the feature on Sunday. Do you think you're going to have a nice book of rides over the 3 days?
Yeah, we've got 6 or 7 on Friday night. We run a nice filly for Alpha as well, a Chemical filly, first time out, and bits and pieces in handicaps and that. But I picked up a spare ride in the Pretty Polly for Mr. de Bromhead as well. But no, look, obviously Green Impact is the main one. He's in great nick. Shawnee is really happy with him, so we're all systems go.
Yeah, preparation sounds like it's been pretty much spot on, is it?
Yeah, he done his last main piece of work on Sunday. Routine, he's a horse that wouldn't excite you too much at home, but he worked nicely and got to his lead horse well and finished out strong.
Great stuff. Wish you well.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.